I have not one, but 5 courier side hustles you might want to consider in 2023 and beyond, covering 4 main categories that you need to know because you're the one that's going to make the decision if this is worth it here. Number 1, the availability, the scale, if this is in your marketplace. Number 2, qualifications. Do you qualify and does your vehicle qualify? Number 3, what are you actually going to deliver and do you want to do that? And number 4, what you're thinking about, the main thing, the pay. Platform number 1, it's called GoShare, founded in 2015. Let's look at their scalability. Quote, GoShare is available in over 50 major metropolitan areas nationwide, about 70% of the US population. Next, qualifications. The first step is to apply online, of course, and pass a vehicle inspection and a background check. Now that you can basically assume is going to be the case with all of these platforms, the vehicle check and the background check. But what's not going to be the same and what you want to pay attention to throughout this video is the vehicle type and any vehicle age restrictions here. So with GoShare, you can see here you need a vehicle that's at least 2001 or newer. Now, one thing I did notice with GoShare, which I didn't necessarily see from a lot or really any of the other platforms mentioned in this video, make sure to go through the terms of service, double check this here, but they did mention that these delivery professionals cover the cost of the background check, which is $49 or $154 if you've ever lived in New York State. So as an independent contractor, that's the major gig, actual side hustle part of this versus being a W-2 employee. So with GoShare, you're going to be a courier. Any vehicle that doesn't fit into one of their other categories is going to be considered a courier vehicle on the platform. So you're going to deliver small parcels, packages, and documents. But what other vehicles are they talking about on GoShare? And criteria number 4, the pay. You can see you can use a pickup truck, full-size cargo van, a box truck, or that courier segment that we talked about, covering cars, SUVs, and minivans. You can have an entire fleet, or you can just sign up for labor only. Pay attention to that for future platforms. Now, I'm thinking most people are going to fall into that courier section, myself included. So this says cars, SUVs, minivans, and at average earnings up to $45 an hour. And of course, it really doesn't matter how large the platform is. These earnings, I can speak from experience here, are going to vary based on market. Quote, you get paid per delivery, and you'll know how much you are going to earn before you accept a delivery request. Now, project earnings vary based on your vehicle type, location, availability, and time of year. Delivery professionals may also earn tips from customers, and like any really gig or independent contractor app or platform, you keep 100% of tips. Just keep in mind that, yeah, you're doing $45 an hour with courier, larger vehicles, 70, even a larger vehicle, it's 105. So still, just make sense of the numbers on really any of these platforms. Because yes, if you have a full-size cargo van and then a box truck, you should be comparing that to the hourly and the mileage pay for other comparable box truck and minivan, etc. platforms. Because remember, it costs more money to operate those larger vehicles than if you're using a sedan, let's say. So I was looking at signing up here in Pittsburgh, and I noticed this, that there's a section to mark any equipment you have. Probably especially relevant for the, truck, van, cargo van, box truck, whatever it is. So here, whenever a customer is requesting a delivery, they can request that, hey, I need a pallet jack. I need whatever it is, ratchet straps. So if you have this stuff, or if you want to invest in your side hustle business, I am almost guaranteeing that that's going to make your profile more attractive because clearly it's going to match you with customers that need those kind of services. Next, let's look at the courier platform pickup. Looking at their service area, the company said, quote, serving over 80 plus service areas. And then just on their available cities, here I counted 38 states. Okay, looking at pickup driver requirements, or what they're calling delivery pros. So here, 18 plus years of age or older to be a helper, that's just labor, and 21 years of age or older to be a delivery pro with the vehicle. Now on the vehicle side, it says you need a truck or a van, 2006 model year or newer. Also look at this. I mean, most of the platforms we're going to see today are, I'd say 50-ish, maybe 75 pounds. So this says you are physically fit and can lift at least 100 pounds. I know, but take solace. I actually read a little bit more into that. You're not expected to lift that by yourself. I don't know why it said, I mean, it should say you could lift it with a partner. I don't know. So what are we delivering with pickup here? Anything from furniture, mattresses, many appliances, big TVs. We cannot move pianos, full-size refrigerators, concrete fountains, or large gun safes. Remember, we mentioned, truck or a large vehicle here. So that makes sense. It seems to be the larger, heavier items on pickup. Any items exceeding 200 pounds will be acceptable for ground floor delivery only. Our maximum weight is 250 pounds. Again, I mean, you're expected to lift 100 with a partner, though, the helper that we talked about. So yeah, you're going to need some equipment if you're getting some of these specialty heavy deliveries. In fact, you need this minimum set of equipment shown here. Now, if you do need to buy any of this, talk to your CPA or tax professional. These are definitely business expenses, as long as they're obviously used for business here. But that's a pretty decent list there. How long does a typical run take? About an hour to complete. Now, why is that important? Because it's how much am I getting paid for the miles driven, the dollars to mile ratio. And then actually this next one here, how far am I expected to drive for a run? A maximum of 50 miles, but they see most pickups run less than 15 miles. An average of $45 per run plus 100% of tips. I will say, if this is heavy stuff primarily, again, you need a truck or a van here, I'm betting you're going to get at least some pretty good, if not exceptional tips, because you're putting in more labor here. Also, you will make a minimum of $25 per run and can make up to $50 per hour plus tips. And again, yes, you keep 100% of tips. Next, let's take a look at Dolly, founded in 2014, acquired by Updater in 2021. Here's our service map for Dolly. They're headquartered in Seattle. They say they're currently operating in 45 cities, expanding quickly, and will soon be nationwide. Looking at the requirements here, just 18 years of age for Dolly here, and you do need a pickup truck, cargo van, box truck, or an SUV with a trailer, but no sedans on this one. No 100 pounds here, but yes, 75 pounds is the lifting expectation here. So what will you be doing on Dolly? Delivering to customers, including store deliveries, full apartment moves, labor only, pay attention to that, junk haul away, and more. Also lifting and or transporting heavy items, specifically mentioning that. That's kind of interesting. So talking about pay here, the company says make an average of $50 an hour. At least that's not up to, that is an average there. And it says top performers can earn $60 to $90 an hour. And again, even they say hourly rates are dependent on job availability and productivity. But a little more context on that. Remember the solely labor part of this here. There's the Dolly helpers and Dolly hands. And I feel like some of these companies have very similar models. Like if you want to be the driver with the car, you can get this. But if you just want to help, you can get this. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because if you basically have a small team, friends, whatever it is, then you only need one person to have the vehicle. But I guess they're the one that's going to get paid a little more, huh? Dolly helpers, an average of $50 an hour, and the helping hands make an average of $35 an hour. Here's some more context on that. So the helper, the Dolly helper, truck plus muscle, there you go. And then the helping hands, no truck required. You can see the requirements here. As we get into number 4, can you drop a like on this video? Consider subscribing. Again, I help you make money in different side hustles. I'm surprised on the lack of driver examples, order and route screenshots, examples. Some of these other apps and platforms have that. And trust me, I did a lot of digging on their sites here. Not a lot as far as examples for drivers. Courier option number 4 for you, founded in 2016, is Veho. Veho is number 1 in on-time delivery and customer satisfaction among all last mile logistics platforms in the US. That's a pretty big claim. Here's your map for Veho, 39 active markets, not yet in Pittsburgh. And I've applied for some of these, but this one, not in my market yet. Requirements to drive for Veho, 25 years of age or older, and access to a large enough vehicle. Pay attention to that. Do you think it's going to be truck, cargo van like the other ones? And also interestingly, this one has an older age requirement as well. Now, the type of deliveries that you're going to do on Veho is actually a little bit different than some of the other platforms that we just mentioned. So they have warehouse-based pickups. So you get your entire route. Then you're going to go to a Veho warehouse in your marketplace, get the packages, and make your deliveries. That's basically the same thing as Amazon Flex. And then in certain markets, not unveiled in every single market, they have package returns. So your first pickup as a customer, business, whatever, and then they're returning the package to Veho. Then you'll go to the warehouse. Now, regarding the type of vehicle on Veho, because we're thinking, do I need a truck? Again, an SUV, a box truck. So at least this time it says, we recommend having a large sedan or bigger. Now, they do list some vehicles here that don't qualify for the platform. So basically, it seems like as long as you don't have a compact, I'm assuming midsize. Let us know down below if you got activated on a midsize, but certainly a larger sedan qualifies. And that's also very similar to Amazon Flex. Amazon Flex wants you to have at least, I believe, a midsize sedan or larger. Also similar to Amazon Flex, pickup trucks on the Veho platform must have hard covers. So on Amazon Flex, you can't have an open bed. So same thing here on Veho, you can't have an open bed and you need to have a hard cover for that truck. Now, those routes that I talked about, it is very similar to Amazon Flex. When you actually get the route request on Veho, you're going to get very similar information. So the start, the end time, the ending neighborhood, they say, the estimated duration, and the estimated pay for the route. Keep in mind that those routes are a first come, first serve basis. Now, also, if you do happen to have the truck, van, box truck, or a larger vehicle, they do have bigger, higher capacity routes, I should say, if you have a larger vehicle. And yes, you get the information before starting the route, but I would like to see companies, you need to give us an example here. You need to give drivers and couriers at least some kind of screenshot example of what is my interface going to look like. At least give me some pay examples, at least an average of your pay. Last one, Reliable Couriers. They say, quote, since 2004, our company has had an experienced team of delivery professionals who understand the needs of our customers and always follow through on every single delivery, Here's a service map for Reliable Couriers, and I am counting 24 states on this map with an oddly expressed West Virginia. Not really sure what's happening there, guys. Requirements for Reliable Couriers: you must have a clean driving record. Yes, pass a background check. We know that. Be responsible, reliable, and able to keep up in a fast work-paced environment. How about vehicle type, vehicle age, vehicle condition? Nothing mentioned there. Okay. I was able to see in their sign-up process, at least, there should be more information on the frequently asked questions, but I did see car, SUV, cargo van, box truck, or other as available vehicle type options. So what are you going to deliver with Reliable Couriers? They do basically everything. It seems other than food delivery, maybe they do food delivery, but they do legal, they do trade show, they do last mile, they do same day, they do medical, specimens, they do documents, legal, I'm sure I mentioned that already, but they do a lot. But the one thing that they don't do is tell you the pay model, pay examples here. So of all platforms, Reliable Couriers seems decently large, but they basically have one page for prospective couriers. Again, why these companies not give a lot of information on the driver front? I think some of these platforms need to give drivers more info. I mean, that's not every platform. For instance, GoShare, the platform that we mentioned first, has a ton of additional information for drivers and couriers. Thank you. I signed up for some of these mentioned in this video, so subscribe to follow that to see when and if I get activated. My first ever shift in our first shift series. And let me know down below in the comments, which one of these have you signed up for as well?